Hello, and thank you for stopping by my channel, Reviving Humanity with Denise J Smith. Now, I just want to go ahead and give you a breakdown as far as my purpose. Why am I here? Why am I pushing these videos? Why am I talking about, white supremacy? Why am I talking about the plantation mindset? Am I trying to, confuse people? What are you doing here? I need to explain to you what my purpose is, what my calling is, to hopefully give you a better understanding of who I am and what it is that I am trying to promote. Not sell, but promote. I am promoting unity. Promoting unity and liberation, true liberation within the Pan-African community. I deeply believe in the Pan-African movement. Now, for those of you who are unaware, please check out ADDI. ADDI is an African Diaspora Development Institute. And what they are focused on is helping us all around the globe as Black melanated people, with hair like this, okay, helping us to reconnect with our roots. They believe, as I strongly believe, that if you are Black, if you are melanated, if you are however you identify yourself, that our true root, that we are indigenous to the continent of Africa. When you look up the word indigenous, it does not mean Native American. Yes, that word has been used to describe Native Americans in America, who now would prefer to be identified as American Indian, but the term indigenous by itself means anyone with ancestral ties to a native land, their original land that they have ancestral ties to. And all of us, all Black people around the globe, I know that there are a lot of us in America who may not want to hear this, but I need you to understand how the refusal of wanting to accept our connection, how that contributes to this supremacy. This supremacy, which I believe now, not only do we have the white supremacy, but there is Black supremacy keeping us from elevating, keeping us. You remember when I said that I wanted us to build our own, to have our own government? How would that look like? How would that look like if we are still under this spell? Still believing in this system of racial hierarchy? These things are true. I am bringing this information to you from my own personal experience. In my mind, I believed, not even really knowing, but I believed in the, I don't want to say comfort, but in making white people comfortable, even at a young age. So all these things, my episodes, the plantation mindset, the lost identity of the Black American, all this is information that I am trying to help elevate us all so that we can have true liberation. That is my fight. That is my purpose. Ever since I was a child in high school, I have always been focused on unity. My message has always been unity. It started with the drama club. That was my very first script that I ever wrote at 16 years old. And then I rewrote it at 19 and then again until I made it into a movie. Then I rewrote it again as I became older and wiser and grew as a writer. I continue to push. I am pushing unity. We are more divided than the divide of all the other groups of people on this planet. That is how divided we are. And so now my focus, my main focus is on ensuring our unity within the Black community globally, that we begin to find unity, because we can't unite the whole planet while we as Black people remain divided. It's really a lot. And I know that a lot, especially as I said, with the government now teaching that slavery was a benefit. And let's just think about this for a minute. As long as we continue to suppress the voice of the indigenous, and when I say indigenous, I mean the original people of Africa, okay? the original melanated people of Africa. And my brain, sometimes I talk faster than I think. So just give me a moment to explain what I'm trying to say. But the indigenous people to Africa, the ones who are truly native in their customs, in their spirituality, who have not been touched, and it's still very rare that even in Africa, a lot of these villages, or not villages, but a lot of these countries have not been touched, by the European idea of how we should exist in our world today. But when we continue to suppress those voices and say that their history is oral history, that's what they said about the San people. I believe it was either the Bantu people or the San people, that history does not know where they truly began because it's oral history. But this is the problem that I feel a lot of people are missing. All history at one point was oral, unless the Bible was just sitting on planet Earth, with the creation of planet Earth. All history at one point was oral. But when we continue to suppress those voices, it gives power to the idea that slavery was a benefit. And we as Black people, that's when I talk about Black supremacy. We allow that to happen when we don't amplify our voices, when we don't defend those people and say, no. These people have spiritual ties. They have a knowledge that a lot of us today are not thinking of, because we are just thinking about everything that has been documented within text, everything that historically has been documented, or we are living by a capitalistic world. We are not really thinking about the spiritual part, and that is what is hindering a lot of us. And so that is what I'm trying to help us see. I'm trying to help us reconnect with the true spirit of who we are as people, but also help us see the importance that when we deny, you may be Jamaican, you may be a Creole, you may be Haitian, okay, you may be African, and let's break that down. You may be South African, okay, you may be from Congo, you may be from Britain. I don't know where you are from, but as long as we have these separate identifiers, it keeps us from seeing the bigger purpose. And that is what I am here for. I'm trying to help us see that no matter where you are on this planet, we are all indigenous to Africa. When our DNA, they say home is where the heart is. Our home is within the people. We are the people of Africa. It's in our DNA. And as I said, even if we have a lot of people who have mixtures, you may have, white European in you. You may have the American Indian in you. Okay, you may have Asian. I'm not sure what it is. We may have all of these things, but everyone knows that the dominant gene on this planet is the African gene. That is why, I can have a great grandmother who was who was American Indian and Black. But you see Black when you look at me. You see African. I feel Africa when I look at myself. And I strongly believe that throughout history, we have believed in this racial hierarchy by putting every other category above being Black. If you are able to pass, a lot of people who have been able to pass, they will say, I am biracial, or I am Native American, I am Cherokee. And then they suppress that Black. Why are we suppressing this? Why aren't we jumping out of our chairs to announce the African within us? That is the problem. That is the racial hierarchy that's still alive. It exists within us too, in the Black community. So how can we build our own if we are still operating in the mindset of racial hierarchy, still believing? And you may not really see it. You may not really feel it. But when you deny, when we do not fight for who we truly are, we are catering to that racial hierarchy, that false racial hierarchy system that was created hundreds of years ago. We are still operating off of that. So in order for us to truly build our own kingdom, it starts with the mind. We have to liberate ourselves as Black people first. No one wants to have a kingdom led by someone who believes they must bleach their skin in order to be beautiful. We want that kingdom to be led by the true African spirit within, who is strong in who they are, who is proud of who they are, who encourages that throughout the entire kingdom. And as you know, I have the thought, I think about one day I would like to have a mini me. Okay. I think about her all the time, this imaginary little girl. Okay. And I just think about all the things that I want to create for her so that her mind will not be poisoned by this white supremacy. The imagery, what toys will she play with? Will she be able to play with toys that empower her, that helps her see the beauty within her? They or them, whatever the child may identify as. But this is very important in order for us to really have our own kingdom again. Kingdoms, okay? Because there's so many different, Africa is very diverse. But still, for us to be able to build, we must first eliminate that mindset, the plantation mindset, really. I didn't create these videos because I am bored and I have nothing else to do. I truly care. I truly care. It is so important for us because until we realize how connected we are, we cannot liberate each other. We will not be able to rise. So that is what this channel is here for. That is what I am here for. I am here to encourage unity, to encourage us to not suppress the African within, but to finally lift the African up and be proud of that. So we can finally have what we are owed, what we deserve.